What's going on, guys? Taking a look here at .USD, also known as Polkadot. I'm going to break down this chart of what I'm looking at, just as far as what I think price is going to be doing here in the upcoming weeks, months, over the next bull market that I foresee as being in with crypto here for the next 12 to 18 months. So without further ado, let's get into it. This is just a technical analysis, simple breakdown of what I look for, how to get in and out of the market, where I look to take entries, things like that, how I identify trends. So I'll just kind of backtrack here and take these away. But these boxes are what I'm mapping out as support and resistance zones. So I just take high points and low points and I see where price reacts at a certain level. Okay, so we had resistance here before we decided to break out during the 2021 bull run for crypto. Okay, after this happened, we started to enter that bear market. Everyone talks about, everyone kind of goes away, leaves crypto alone for quite some time, a few years. But this level is super key because when we broke below it, we ended up retesting it as resistance, and then we kind of just drove a little bit lower until we eventually popped up above it and tested it as support. This was a huge indicator for me, identifying as, hey, the trend is starting to shift. We're starting to get from a bearish price action standpoint into a bullish price action standpoint. So just kind of diving in on it. I usually do my charting off the weekly or the monthly. That's just where I get my major key levels. I like the weekly a little bit more because you can see these wicks where price ends up going down to. But with currently where we're at, we've got a really nice resistance here. If you can see, we had a test here before we ended up breaking through, moving lower. So we formed resistance. Clearly, there was not too much to see over here to form it off of. Maybe this. I wouldn't be surprised if that came into play when breaking below it and retesting it. But just for the sake of this video, I'm just going to start with here. We also formed that resistance again, and we got bullish confirmation breaking through these two previous resistance points right here on this massive green candle and rolled back over and retested the zone. Okay, now at this point, this is where I can drop into the daily or the 4-hour time frame. If I just take this away, this happens on smaller time frames all the time. Short biased, support and resistance. Look at that. Short biased, support and resistance. So if you just take shorts at these levels, and you can identify this trend in real time, that's the type of trade you'd be looking at. Same thing with this, right? You're just looking for a retest here and looking to go short, right? That's if you're trading. I'm not trading this market. I'm not bearish by any means, but you can identify these support and resistance zones all the time. They're in every single time frame. So just taking a look at the daily. Here, we'll go back and draw this. Second. Boom. Drop into the daily. This is where I start to look for certain price action and pinpointing my entries. Okay. So we have a break above the key level, which is this blue box down here. I'll clean it up just so you guys can see it. Clearly broke out, and now we came back into the zone to retest. This area is where I'm looking to take entries, right? To go long or short. It's about a 10% range. So if you're looking for buys around $8.82 to $9.70, right? Now, by any means, it does not have to hold a support. We can continue to roll over and test these lows down here. But with the trend starting to change into a bullish direction, and with where I have a good feeling about where crypto's going here over the next year or so, I highly see crypto pumping out massive returns. So if you were to take an entry along here at this level, we could start mapping out other support and resistance zones here, right? So there's that. There's this. And basically what I'm doing here is understanding, okay, these are 3 different areas in the market where price has bounced, reacted, or just totally violated the level, right? Because we have just simple price action of, shakiness right here, finally moving down, back in, retest, followed back down through, right? So, I mean, taking longs in here, if you're going to get long on it, this is a great area, in my opinion, to start looking to build out a position if you don't have one in Polkadot, or looking to throw some in. And I'm going to tell you why right here. And this isn't financial advice, it's just my opinion. This is what I'm doing with my own money. But if you were to go long here, to my first kind of key area that I'm looking at on the chart is about a 78% return, 80% return, right? So that's where I would start to trim my position, take some profits there, look for price to react and probably come back down, maybe retest this level again or kind of stop right in here. And then once price forms some type of new low or just wants to break through this level and keep going, I would look for this level to be broken and a retest on the level to get in on another entry, right? From this level here at about 16, 17 bucks, you'd be looking to target the next resistance, which would be at about $23, $24, 45% return. These are massive gains, right? If you were to just start a position here and go long and you said, hey, I don't really want to sell it now, I think there's more potential, boom, up to here is 150% return. And then for this, we have a 248% return. Now, price can really do whatever it wants. We are just reacting with the market. We're just simply looking to identify what's going on, where the trends are at, what could happen. You can formulate, hey, maybe price comes up here, and then boom, we just get a massive, nasty pullback. There's no value here in this cryptocurrency. I don't think that's the case, but it can happen. Random things happen in these markets. So anything can really happen when it comes to any type of cryptos that we're talking about. If this trend continues to form and in the upward direction, I don't really use trend lines, but let's just say we continue to grind higher, we continue to go higher, we start to see some parabolic movement. What I like to do to get a finalized kind of take profit area, I always sell, I like to sell before this, but if we just take a fib retracement, just do it from swing high, swing low, we'll get a fib retracement level. We'll just zoom out like this, no big deal. First level would be about 89, 90 bucks. So if you're taking longs here at $9.50 and you hold all the way through to basically $90, you're getting about an 800, almost a 900% return, somewhere in that range if you're selling and buying at these exact levels. If you think DOT is more bullish, you can target the 2.272, which would be an even more massive gain at about 120, 124. It's 12x. So, just by identifying where we're at currently on the charts gives you a gauge, an idea of where price could potentially be going, where we're currently at now, where we could see some resistance zones or maybe some pauses or rejection in the market, just to look to get long again, right? So these are my 4 zones that I'm looking at DOT to successfully take out and start to reach and grind higher, make that parabolic run, test the all-time highs, and go past them over the next year or two. And just by doing this, let's say Polkadot doesn't make the run that high. Let's say maybe it stops right in here around the $32 range. Well, you have that mapped out, right? You start to see rejection and bounces away from these zones. And maybe you don't really like the price action that's forming in here. Maybe you're getting some type of daily movement where now you're just starting to form, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. And that's where you could be like, okay, I'm done with this crypto. It's time to get out. I don't see it moving any higher. Just make your best judgment there. It's if you're buying down here and you're selling up here, you're still making profit. So at the end of the day, it's all about making money, not losing money. Protect your capital. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Throw me a like, drop me a comment. Hit me with other cryptocurrencies you guys want me to check out. Be more than happy to do that. But I'll see you guys next time. Peace.